Neo, talk to me, bro. What you think of that intro, man?
Ooh, that intro right there, that was pretty clean, man. I like the build up towards it. Oh man.
I gotta ask everybody, man. I'm really proud of that shit. So
yes, be proud of that shit. Brag on that, bro. Brag on it. Live on the YouTube. That's what you gotta do, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Everyone with us in the chat. Hope you guys are well. This is
79.
79, yeah. God damn it. Neo, this happens every week, by the way.
Every week.
Every fucking week, bro. It never fails. I always miss it. TBC 79. Thank you guys for being with us. Appreciate you all. Hope you guys are having a great weekend and a great day. Look at my man right here. Loves the intro. My man Nix. Oh yeah. And Snyder Hands. Oh yeah. Good to have you guys with us. I'm Mo, Dr. Mo Mokomo. And I'm here with my sons, Mike, Kevin, and Jordan. Boys, how you doing? And
very well.
And welcoming to TBC for the first time, the man himself. Oh fuck, bro! Like he's doing a side look, man. Side look, bro. Oh my god. Neo GameSpark, how you doing, baby?
What is going on, Mo? What is going on, Backlog Chronicles podcast? It has been a long time coming. I'm so happy to be on the show. Episode 79? 79,
yes,
I think that's what it is.
Yes.
Coincidentally, also the age that Mo is going to be when he starts playing Sifu, because
yes,
never gonna finish anything at 25, man.
Yes,
but I want to say thank you all for having me on this show. I was this close to canceling because of what happened yesterday morning. Because there was someone who will remain nameless, but they are on this show as well. He was over there on Twitter, and he was talking to somebody else, and they were talking about some ASMR stuff, very questionable stuff that I woke up to on a Saturday morning. I was just like, "Hey, is this what's about to get out there?"
Yeah. I didn't want to scare you.
As soon as you said ASMR,
I'm sorry. It's not that weird. It's not that weird. We're not gonna do ASMR on stream, Neo. You'll be safe.
Hey man, I heard licking microphones, and I'm like, well, that's the reason why they have a backlog. They just
he's into some weird kinky shit, bro.
I am. I'm sorry. But that's
like, yo.
The kinky shit just comes with the territory. I apologize in advance.
Oh, hey man, listen. We all have our kinks, and we gotta
I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not hurting anybody. All right.
Of course.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say.
Oh shit. Well, we got some good stuff today. We got some good topics to talk about. Shit you guys have already heard, obviously, with our own spin. And we also have a drama alert today. Halfway through the show, we got a tweet lined up for Neo as well. He's gonna be joining the fray. It's gonna be hilarious. I wish we did the first one in the middle of the show. You know, because as the show goes on, people come in and out. It starts to taper off. Then we're like, man, this needs to be at least in the middle. It's so freaking funny.
Sometimes, like one of my favorite kinks, he's got to make them wait for it, man. They got to earn this.
Oh, yes, the slow seduction.
Yes. Exactly. You can't just. And also for some people out there who might be not too skilled in this particular expertise, and you can't last a while. That is where you gotta get versatile. Hey, listen, man. Return to the podcast. We started off on a right note. Look at this.
Let's go. Tips and tricks, baby. Tips and tricks.
Oh yeah. All right. So before we get to that, it's all this stuff. Usually we start with let me start with you, Neo. So what do you do, man? Tell me about your channel, bro. Tell. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody here already knows, but for the ones that don't, what do you do? What's your channel?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Neo GameSpark. Y'all can just call me Neo if you want. I've been I guess you can call me a grandpa YouTuber because I've officially been in the YouTube game since 2008, which is absolutely insane. I've been making
my
videos.
son, bro. 12, 11, 13 years.
Look at him just adopting another child. But at least you hit the. Well, actually, no, you already got the representation quota with Jordan and all that, so we're all good. So we're all good with that. But we're completing the rainbow now, so look at that.
Yes.
Yep. So. But yeah, I've been doing YouTube videos for 14 years. It's always been a hobby of mine. I kind of considered it like my own little virtual diary where if I ever wanted to get on here and speak my piece about stuff, hey, there's YouTube. And it's just been a crazy, crazy journey these past 14 years, especially the last 2 years, just getting to know you guys and just so many other people in the gaming community. But yeah, I'm a pretty chill dude. I do streams where I talk about games. People ask me questions about stuff, talk about anime, manga, all that nerdy stuff that you guys already know because we're all subscribed to one another. We talk about the same shit, but with a different spin, and that's what separates the bunch. But yeah, that's me. That's Neo.
That's awesome, man. That's good shit. Yeah, we're fans of your work, bro, and we're fans of your takes on Twitter too.
Oh yes, the spicy hot takes.
Or you spice it up, you say it like it is. See, that's the type of shit we need. No sugar coating, none of that. Even like earlier today when you were talking about reviews and comparing to everything gets compared to Breath of the Wild or Dark Souls or
there's only four video games in existence, man. It's Breath of the Wild, Dark Souls, Persona, and Rise Son of Rome. Like.
That's it. Son of Rome for sure. For sure. Oh yeah. Staple,
Killer. Bro. Rise created Rome. Like there was not a Rome before that game.
They don't even know.
I don't know what they were doing living there, but
they don't even know. They don't even know. I'm telling you, bro. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to have you with us. It's gonna be fun. Boys, we start with the pretty one, Jordan. What's going on with you, man?
Dude, I can't stop playing Sifu. It's Sifu Early Access Day. Several hours late, but it still came out. And yeah, man, I did not want to come on the show today because I wanted to keep playing Sifu. Full disclosure.
Tell it like it is. Tell it like it is, bro.
But it's Sunday though. It's been a week. I have been looking forward to this though because we've had some pretty big releases come out over the past couple of days. And we're going to talk about a lot of those things. But Neo, I am glad you're here, man, because I need someone to convince me to start watching Demon Slayer. I've been putting it off for too long. So
I started watching that.
So learn me.
Mo has seen it, bro.
I finished it. I got to where they get to the city and they find the main guy. Okay. I don't want to.
I have not watched it all. It's been on my list for the longest time.
It's good, man. It's got like your typical, like zoomed in camera, yelling out what they're going to do, what type of move they're gonna do and shit, But it's pretty good, man. The story's pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Look at Brizzle right here. Doom Eternal reminds me of Breath of the Wild. I don't know what
it does.
you're playing, bro.
Lots of
this is ridiculous,
vibes.
man. This is blasphemy, man. And we got Bad Bit coming in here, just proclaiming PlayStation is dead.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he isn't making fun of Luke. That's a change. Wow.
Yeah, he will. You just give him time.
He'll talk about He'll talk about
things
in before.
Oh yeah.
Good God.
Oh yeah. That's good, man. Yeah. Kevin, how you been, man? Been good?
Busy, man. I've been getting lots of gaming in though. Let me tell you what I've been watching first. We watched Pitch Black. Wife and I, and I always am surprised at how good that movie worked out. And I don't think it was supposed to work, but it worked. And then I just finished watching Chronicles of Riddick, which was, I don't know what they tried to do with that. I really don't. It confuses me, but I think I'm going to try to watch Riddick, the 2013 or 2014 one tonight or this week. At some point, just to kind of have them all fresh. But Pitch Black is an amazing movie. But yeah, the other one, the second one, was just so long and drawn out, and half-dead people were just fucking weird. Anyway, I did not watch Spider-Man 3 times. I've only watched it once, unlike Neo here that just keeps going to the theater to watch Spider-Man.
You gotta wonder when you see those box office reports every week. Just
Yeah,
know
it's
that
you,
Neo
man.
probably contributed to it.
Yeah,
Yep.
No, but
That's what
that
it
ain't
is,
nothing.
man.
One of my homies has seen the movie 6 times. So
Whoa.
listen, and
Wow.
all within the first 30 days, mind you. He saw it like
Yo,
3 times over the
that's
weekend.
amazing.
Man. It was
So my
crazy.
man went and
He
watched
must
it
be
once every
analyzing.
5 days.
Yeah.
That is
Yep.
Exactly.
Scene
amazing.
by scene.
It's
Everything.
okay. I just want to ask,
good though.
what's the most that anyone's gone to the theaters to see a movie
For a single
multiple
movie?
times? Yeah,
3 times.
three times. Okay,
yeah.
mine was 3
Probably
times, and that was the
twice.
first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
Oh,
I don't know why I was blown away by that movie. I was like, Dad, take me.
Yeah.
with my brother.
You were
kept
like
watching it.
9, right?
Yeah,
Or
at least.
There was
Give or
really
take.
nothing ever like that.
That's awesome, Jordan.
So good.
That's awesome.
Come on, Dad. Oh,
That's awesome, man.
squash
Shit.
you like a bug, Spider-Man.
Imagine somebody
misery.
we're gonna be here all
You
night.
and I are not so different.
Yes, we are, man.
Oh, be
Maybe
like
you
the
and
Iron
me
Lords
can rule this
podcast
city,
here.
Spider-Man.
Oh shit. He's gonna get Mike started. Fuck.
Oh man.
Fucking get
He's the
it.
goat. He's the goat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right, man. That's cool. Mike, how you been, man? You been good?
Yeah, pretty good. Gaming has picked up again, so like that's awesome because on the entertainment side of things, it's just whenever you got a game to play and that intrigue and I need to know more feeling or whatever, and it like keeps you in the game even when you're not playing, you know? Like I have that feeling now. Like with some games for the past week there, man, gaming was frustrating because I was literally like downloading old games, like literally going through the backlog, right? And I would play it for
Yeah.
like 20 minutes or an hour and be like, I'm good on this. Okay, what was this other game over here? Like, I'm good on this.
There was a
Did
reason you put it down.
Yeah. Oh my
you
god,
go.
exactly, Neo.
Yes.
It is,
Dude,
man.
exactly. And I was like, okay, solid on that. Like, just mark that up again as why I put it down. But yeah, nothing too much. It was more so like just patiently, not really patiently waiting, just like scratching like the cuticles of my nails, waiting for these bigger releases, Dying Light and stuff like that. But on like on what I've been doing on the normal, just some normal, uneventful type of stuff. So you know what I mean. All about the gaming and movies. I feel like I need to mention a movie now because Kevin did Pitch Black.
Hey,
Good name drop,
fun.
bro.
It's fun.
You know, it is fun.
Is this just a Vin Diesel appreciation month? Is that what
It is. It is. It
He
is.
said Riddick, Pitch Black. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the hell?
I don't know what the hell's going on, bro.
I forgot how he
Yeah.
does that.
Y'all
I
watched
swear
it with
this
your
wasn't on the
family.
agenda.
Maybe it was, man.
It'll
It is
be soon.
now.
Once all these video game movies and shows hit, it will be on the agenda. It'll be a whole segment probably.
I'll tell
All
you.
I want to know is any of y'all have played the criminally underrated and underappreciated
Took it out of my mouth.
Vin Diesel game Wheelman.
Oh,
Y'all remember that?
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Wheelman.
Wheelman. It was a
Butcher Bay
game that
got me
came out
happy.
during the PS3 360 days.
Oh, shit,
And I
yeah.
remember downloading the demo, and I thought it was so cool because it was literally Vin Diesel, like Fast and Furious video game type gameplay, and he would hop from one car to the next. Like he would legit leap from one car to the next. It was the craziest thing out
So the
there.
concept art was already in the works before it even happened in like Fast and Furious 7
Oh,
or
he
whatever. it
does
was.
leap.
Yeah, bro.
So he was
From
like, you know
one
what we
car
did
to
back
the other.
then? We'll do it
Oh.
today.
damn. You had me going, bro. I thought you were gonna say Escape from Butcher Bay.
Yeah, I
No.
knew.
No, see, it was a curveball to throw that at you, man.
You did. Have you ever played that, Neil?
No, I have never played it. I have not.
Do you ever game on PC?
I do. I have a game PC, yeah.
Please play it on
Yeah,
PC.
man, you need to.
Okay.
You need to play those games.
It's so
I
good.
will add that. I will add that. To
It
the
is
list.
one of the best
was-
OG
what was it called?
Xbox games.
What was it called?
Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay.
Okay.
That game, I'm telling you, bro, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere, and it just, oh my god, it was so good. I don't know how good it holds up nowadays.
Right.
You know what I mean? But damn, if it wasn't impressive for its time, I'm telling you, it was a
I feel
beautiful.
it.
That's the game that put Starbreeze on the map, and then they kind of
That's
just
honestly, wow. What year did this come out? Because I'm not even going front. The
Man,
graphics are kind of
dude.
impressive for the time.
yeah, and on PC too. You'll have
Might have been early
I'm sure it'll
2000.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the first Xbox gen. So
Okay.
at least 15 years. God damn.
Jesus.
Fuck. Oh yeah.
man.
Oh
At
yeah.
least 15 years now. It's more than 15 years, bro.
Yeah.
15 years
That's what I
was
said.
like 07.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what,
Holy snap,
God,
bro.
we're so old.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh
It
yeah.
came out. Oh, it's even older. It came out
Fuck,
18 years
okay,
ago.
all right.
18
So
It got a
almost-
Metacritic of 90, bruh.
Damn.
All right, so
Yeah.
Okay.
the shit was hot.
There we go.
Tygon Studios is what Born Distracted is talking about. Tygon, if you guys remember, Vin Diesel
Vin
did
Diesel's?
start a video game company or a
That's
studio,
funny.
and he called it Tygon. Good call out right
Yeah.
there, bro. All right,
He's a
all
winner.
right, Neo.
Yes.
What have you been playing this week, man?
Oh man, so this past week, I haven't really been doing too much in the realm of gaming because I did a heavy binge over the past 2 weeks. First off, finishing up another playthrough of Horizon Zero Dawn because I wanted to just familiarize myself with the world again before we dive into Forbidden West in less than 2 weeks. So I went through and I played that. I also finished up Life is Strange True Colors recently, which, you know, I like to have some games like Life is Strange, maybe a Telltale title in the mix just to, you know, break up. Like, because, you know, you can't play too many of the same overwhelming game. So I went through that, had a lot of good fun with that. And then the last game I beat was, and this is the first time I ever played it, Inside.
Oh, yes.
Such a good game.
Yes.
And freaky.
Yes.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to process everything. I had my suspicions. I'm not gonna get into spoilers just because I know some people are watching it. They want to play it themselves. But there's a lot of things about it that I knew it wasn't what you expect if you look at it at face value. And then the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, I want to go down into like some Reddits and read some of the theories that other people have, because I know there's probably like some other people thinking the exact same thing.
That is wonderful, man.
But yeah, really enjoyed that. I loved Limbo, loved that. I can't wait for their next thing. And yeah, right now I'm not really focused too much on trying to start anything new, you know, because Horizon's coming out. But my homeboy, who I game share with, just impulse bought Sifu. So right after the podcast, I was this close to cancel it. I was like, nah, let me go ahead and just download it so I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's a Sunday dub right there. Hell
Yes, sir.
That's cool, man. That's awesome. Jordan,
really cool.
my son, what have you been playing, bro?
Dude, we'll touch on that, but real quick, we need to rewind real quick because Neo finally played Inside.
Yes, he did, bro. Yeah, you know what?
My man. So if you're into the vein of those games, have you played Little Nightmares?
I started the first game. I didn't get too far into that, but I love the aesthetic of it. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Coraline in some respects.
Yes.
In terms of how it looked. And yeah, but I never went farther, I think, than like half an hour. But if it's said if it's as good as that, then I'll definitely.
Dude, it is. The first one is really good. There's some that game has some phenomenal set pieces. The second one like blows the doors off of it though. The second one almost rivals Inside, and in our circles, you know, like a lot of us have compared it to that as far as it being that good. The final moments of Little Nightmares 2 are just jaw dropping.
So you would say similar in terms of like how it really makes you wonder about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah,
it's just shocking, but man, Inside just left a mark on me, dude. So, and in case you didn't know, the founders of those studios, they broke off, and one of them is creating that Somerville game that we've seen Xbox teasing. Yeah. So I'm just beyond hyped for that too. So good stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
awesome, dude. That is awesome. Have you played Little Nightmares at all?
He was just saying he played.
I'm sorry, I probably didn't catch it.
Oh no, you could. Yeah, I played like the first like half an hour, like whatever the first level was, and then I think I was distracted by another game at the time. It was probably me finishing up Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's probably you know, Yakuza games, bro. Man,
That's good.
I got into Little Nightmares late. Okay, like I mean, I got into it really late. Like I played them for the first time last year. Like I mean, and
that was me too,
bro. They leave such a fucking impression on you, man. I'm telling you, they're no, they do, they do.
Good stuff.
All right,
the first the final mission.
I know.
You know, the funny thing is literally every single thing you just said, Jordan just said like 60 seconds ago.
He does that.
Because of his dementia.
He does that
It's
sometimes.
my
It's
dementia,
okay.
bro. I
Let
know.
it happen.
It
Just go with it,
happens.
I
Neo.
know.
We're good.
He only.
So that explains why your podcasts are like 4 hours long.
Yeah. He just repeats
repeating
things.
everything that y'all
Look,
say.
listen. He has a couple hours that they bring him over and let him podcast, and then he goes back into the home.
I go back to my
And we
nursing
just
home.
have to.
Yo.
We just have to be nice to him.
Yep.
I'm glad you did, like.
It's too early.
If you said that a second sooner, I would have spit my water out, bro.
Yep.
Like, yo, my
Dude, yeah, we're good. We're when we go back and do timestamps, we have to like cut out the whole 2 hours of where you just.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress.
Again, living up to the name, Backlog Chronicles.
Right,
You should be spending the
right.
time playing games, but the
Right.
time is spent
Exactly.
making this a coherent.
No doubt.
story.
No doubt, man.
Overtime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
Go ahead. I'm
God.
sorry, Jordan.
So, no, I was just gonna say, as far as what I've been playing, Mike and I will touch on it too because we had a good time diving into Dying Light 2 the other day. But bitch, Storko.
Alzheimer's can really impact folks. Speaking of impacts, Alzheimer's can
Throw me off
Yeah,
my
that's about
rhythm
right. That's about right.
here. God. Good God. what was I
Shit, I'm
saying?
sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead,
no,
bro.
you're
I had
good.
to put that up. Yeah,
Gosh.
go ahead.
No, Dying Light 2 is a blast though. I think I'll let Mike speak to that game because I've been anticipating that for a while. You know, we've been waiting for this one to come out and it's here. It's good. It's really buggy, but it's good when it works. Sifu is here too. Like I said, we'll touch on that a little bit too. But the other thing I've been playing is Dreamscaper. Dreamscaper came out late last year, I think, on PlayStation. But it just got added to Game Pass, so you know, no excuse to not try it out. And it's a roguelite, so even better because I'm all about those games.
It is a roguelite?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I had it. I have it installed. I had no idea that it was
It's
a
fun,
roguelite.
man. It's fun. The visual aesthetic is really neat. It's like they have these like almost like wooden doll carving creatures where they have like the characters all have no faces. But the combat is really where it stands out. It just controls really, really well. So you have your typical like procedural dungeons, and the further you get, the harder it gets. But the cool thing about this is that in between your runs, you have this kind of hub world area that you go through to talk with like these random folks in the city to kind of piece together what's happening, and it's all there is an overarching narrative that's in it too. It's kind of like told through just these loose read the dialogue things, and I'm not super engaged by it, but the combat is really what hooks me, and it's got a really pretty, like I said, pretty aesthetic.
Nice.
Sifu though, man.
But you guys are dying to talk about it. You
I
might
know.
as well.
Might as well. Go ahead.
Rounds. We're
We
doing
won't
our
spoil
rounds.
anything.
Everyone, no, obviously, yeah. I mean, no, I don't think any of you guys are far enough to spoil anything anyway. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we're doing our rounds. Everybody's gonna talk about what they're playing. You fucking get it out of your system,
Let's go,
bro.
let's go, let's go,
It's building
let's
up.
go.
Let's go, bro.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right,
Come on, Jordan,
slow
tell us.
clap is the developers of Sifu. Their first game, Absolver, did not resonate with me at all. I tried it. I couldn't vibe with it, but they had this really deep combat system. So when I heard about Sifu and saw it, it was a bit more of a focused experience, single player, and then just diving into this one combat style as opposed to like however, whatever, 6 or 8 stances they had in Absolver.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm on board. So I just fired it up today, and like literally the presentation is freaking, it's sexy. Like they bleed in the title credits in between these like training sequences, and you're fighting these like shadowy figures. And I'm not going to talk about the story or anything, but I got to the 3rd level, and then I finally died.
Already on the 3rd level.
It really kind of warms you up. It doesn't challenge you too much in the first mission, but combat is just badass. So at its core, I would say yes, it is in a sense a roguelike game. It doesn't have a procedural development in terms of how you go through these levels. It's all predetermined, but you do unlock shortcuts or like alternate routes to get through these encounters.
Right.
You have a lot of environmental weapons to use: pipes, blades, bottles, and man, there's just something about the way that these developers created these combat encounters that synchronize with this background music. And like the further the level you get, the more like another layer comes into the track, and another layer, and it just gets freaking just.
I'm looking forward to that soundtrack.
Dude,
I
dude, it's just it's really just beautiful. This the presentation, man. It's awesome. I got my ass kicked. Dude,
that got me really. I love because I'm a big Devil May Cry fan, and if you're really good at the game, you know the background music starts swelling.
You just woke Mike up right now.
You
woke him up, all right.
Yo, look at that. I don't know, but this Devil May Cry. Wait, what? Yo. So I love stuff like that, man. It just adds another element. It gets you more amped. Oh, I see, man. Yo. It's a great show, you guys. I'm about to go head up on this.
Yeah, coming on, man.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, man, cool.
Yeah,
this is the best intro of a podcast I've ever done.
There's a lot of depth to it, though. So, like, when you die, there's a lot of systems there that are too much for me to explain. You'll figure it out on your own. But like, when you die, you almost do get right back into the action very quickly. So you age each time, and yeah, when you do die, though, you basically have to restart from the beginning. But there are a few things that you can persistently unlock. So, you know, this whole discourse about this game needing to be easier or more accessible, it's just, I say nay to you. I bite my thumb at you, sir.
Nay.
I think that's the dumbest thing ever. I'm gonna take my glove off and just slap you with it. Man, you know? Yeah. It's just. I feel like that would just, you know, we can all talk about the whole difficulty of games and gatekeeping and all that, though. But on something like this, you know, I take a firm stance and just say, like, no, come on, just get good, learn the game's mechanics, because it's, from what I've done so far, and I've only scratched the surface of it. I'm not terribly frustrated with it yet, and it seems like, you know, when a game is that challenging and you can finally beat those challenges, that's the whole point of it, is just getting that sense of accomplishment. So don't void that by making this game necessarily have an easy mode per se.
Sir, I'm 3,993 words into my essay on live difficulty, and you shouldn't shame me for wanting it. Like, stop it now, man. Stop it. Get out of here, bro.
I saw Neo. He retweeted something earlier. I think it was Asher Luca.
Yes.
Because she said, she's like, if you suck at a tough game, fucking move on. Right? Like, move on. Don't shit talk the game. If you suck, you suck. Yeah. I suck at fucking Souls games. I'm not gonna shit talk them. I know that they're great. I just suck. You know, I mean, Returnal was awesome. I stand by that to this day. It's fucking amazing. But I couldn't get past the second mission. Like, I just could not get past that fucking second boss. The point is you just move on, bro. Like, move on. And besides that, I agree. I don't want to make this like a separate segment, but like, I don't know, man. It's tough, bro. You know, you start talking about accessibility and whatnot, and then like you're kind of like respect what the artists want and whatever. But whatever. That's for another day. I don't want that negative shit over here. So,
I derailed this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did. You did derail it, my son.
I wanted to talk about Sifu.
Yeah, Daniel. Yes, absolutely, my man.
Move on.
Move on.
Definitely. Just move on, bro.
Move on.
That's all it is, man.
Kev.
Yo.
What have you been playing, bro? You're not fucking playing Terminator again.
No. I beat Terminator. God. I'm good. It's. I told everybody it's my game of the fucking generation for Terminator.
Yes.
So go play Terminator Resistance.
This is your Rise, Son of Rome.
Yes, it is. It's my Rise, Son of Rome. I will die on this hill.
So you tell me that this could potentially be a new template for gaming? Is that what you're saying, Kev?
Yes, every game should be just as boring and uninspiring as Terminator Resistance is. Yes, it's a pillar of the Terminator gaming community.
Oh, there we go. A community.
That's absolutely see, absolutely 100% facts. I've been playing Dying Light. A lot of Dying Light. I'm at like 20 hours. I just made it to like the second Dying Light 2 DOS. Yeah. And I made it to the second biome fucking whatever region. And just before the podcast. And then I played a little bit of Seafood. But Dying Light 2, like Jordan said, it's everything I wanted it to be. It's a little buggy. I've had some crashes. I've had like weird audio issues during the worst possible time, where like some very emotional scene happened and I couldn't hear any of it, and the subtitles wouldn't even show up. So I just kind of like filled in the blanks, and I was like, all right, well, that's a bummer. But some of the mechanics are a little weird. I feel like most of them are spot on. The parkour feels solid.
It does.
Most of everything that I wanted from the game is there. I think a couple patches and it'll be good. It looks really good at 1080p on my Series X. I was kind of worried that it would look like shit. Like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of looked like shit at 1080p in performance mode. So I was worried, but no worries. It looks fine. Or I'm aging and my eyes are failing me.
I think it's the latter,
one of the
bro.
two. And then Sifu. Yes, I started it. I made it to the club, which is the second level, and I got my ass kicked, and I died like 3 times at like 80 years old.
Seafood.
So, seafood. And seafood is also amazing. I prefer lobster or crab if I have my choice. I'm definitely 100% bougie.
Lobster.
100%
He didn't
bougie.
even work his way up to that.
No, fuck that. You start at lobster, bro. You eat as much lobster as
He
you
didn't even
can.
fucking start at shrimp, bro. This guy just
didn't.
shot.
Fucking shrimp is shrimp is a poor man's lobster. All right, you go straight for lobster and crab.
Listen, all I'm saying is that some people gold chain gaming their PCs. My man Kev, he likes what he likes to eat.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is. And I was trying to think if I played-
all I'm saying is I'm going out with you and your wife next time to dinner.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's go, bro.
Dude, we could hit up the all-you-can-eat buffet, and you could see the fear in their eyes when I show up.
Oh,
They're like, "Oh
like,
shit!
Oh, we're gonna work extra hard today,
shit!
man.
We're not closing at 9 tonight, boys. No, sir." And I'm still playing Max Payne 3, but now that's gonna be in the backlog. So what a fucking good game, though. Oh my god! So I'm playing Max Payne 3, fucking Xbox 360 title, and I'm sitting there, and how did this game not get remastered? It is so fucking good. Some of those set pieces. There was a fucking boat chase.
Incredible, bro.
It was an incredible boat
Incredible.
chase.
Detail.
Like-
Like I played Max Payne 3 for the first time back in 2020, and dude, the
nice.
attention to detail for that
Yes.
game,
It's incredible.
There's still games nowadays, big budget games that don't have
Yes.
like the same like
Yes.
bullet damage and everything. I'm like,
Yes.
what? Ahead
My
of its time, bro.
language, yes,
Ahead
yes.
of its time. Max Payne 3, bro.
Underappreciated, man. Yeah.
And ahead
if you
of its
haven't
time,
played
like-
Max Payne 3, fucking go play it. It still holds up. Yeah, it's it's a 360 game, but it's just fucking incredible. I've only
you
played
play it
Max
on
Payne
PC
3
though?
once before.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm playing on the Xbox, and I think they still add a little bit of like anti-aliasing and whatnot, but it looks fine. And that's been what I've been up to, man. Dying Light has been
Nice.
sucking my time. I love looting. I love the zombies. I love the weapons. The voice acting's great. Overall, it's just a great game. If you like Dying Light, like I've been asked a million times now, should I get it? Should I get it? Like if you like the first one and you beat it, get the second one. It's a fucking no-brainer. Like there's no not getting this one if you enjoyed the first one. Otherwise, wait for a sale. I mean, it's a big game. You're probably gonna spend 40 hours playing this thing easily.
Yeah, I'm just stunned at how many fucking hours all of you degenerates have sank into it. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
saying
man.
20. Jordan's at fucking how many? Jordan?
16.
Probably 30.
16.
Oh, 16.
Fucking
Yeah.
Mason right here is 18.
My boy.
Who else? Who else? Somebody said
It's so easy,
Slider Hands,
man.
22 hours.
Whoa!
How?
Easy.
Holy shit, you guys are
That
nuts.
must be really good. That must be really good. Like for
I
me,
mean-
I'm just gonna wait for it to become patched. But I enjoyed. So
Yeah,
for me,
that's smart.
I played Dying Light for the first time last year. I got about 20 hours into it, and then I
Okay.
was like, I know that this game is probably gonna sink me in for another 100,
Oh,
200.
yeah.
But do I want to burn myself out before the sequel comes out?
Right.
So I elected to wait for the sequel, and everything's sounding good outside of the patches. So once it gets a couple of patches, I'll probably pick it up.
I've
That's
had
fair,
some
man.
quests that are bugged, like completely bugged. So I went and I found one of these quests that like disappeared. So if you progress during like the main story missions, but you don't finish off some of these side quests, they just get locked out, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I actually manually tracked my way to where this quest was supposed to be, and motherfucker, there's a dude standing there in the house, but I can't interact with him. I was so annoyed. I'm like, oh great, so it's just gray on my map. It'll never be done. Maybe who the fuck knows? But I'm not a platinum 100%ers, whatevs, but still slightly annoying, because I know some people are gonna lose their fucking minds
I can't
when they're
even
like, "Oh my
imagine.
god."
Yeah.
Trying to platinum that motherfucker. Platinum.
Yeah,
or
no way.
1,000
Not happening.
points.
Not happening.
Shit.
The time sync just speaks volumes just to how like the core loop of it is just really fun, man.
Yeah.
Just running around the
Yeah.
city. The parkour just feels so good. And then like again when you lop some dude's arm off or some head off, just go. It's just like what the fuck?
Or he spins like 50 times
Yeah,
before
it's
he falls
just
on the
it's
floor.
so satisfying.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Here comes Nix. He's like, damn, I'm only at 6 hours in. Don't say damn.
Get with it, man.
That's normal gaming. That's okay, bro.
Nah.
You're a
At the
normal human
Backlog
being.
Chronicles,
That's healthy.
we go
That's
hard.
healthy, Nick.
This is healthy, Nix.
Yeah.
This is healthy,
Don't be
my
like
fucking
me,
son.
please.
6 hours.
Fuck your health.
You're
Get the blood clots going. Let's go.
No, Kevin.
Let's
Straight
go.
for the doctor's mouth. Straight up.
Yep.
Oh shit, that's great, man. That's good shit. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys are all enjoying it. And then got my son Mike.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
I've been just playing Dying Light 2
Yes,
as well.
Mike.
Oh, wow.
And then
What are the
I started Sifu earlier today. Dying Light is great. It is that good. It is 22 hours in by now, that good. And so, all right, so to break it down a little bit, it does a really good job of whatever it's doing. Like Kevin said, I'm a big fan of 1 as well, and I was like, yo, it's everything I wanted. It is a sequel to a game that was already big and like lustrous and had cool mechanics and like combat and stuff like that. Like parkour and combat. It's just, I don't know, they do it differently in this game, and it's very, very nice. The way the city and the rooftops go, it makes it very easily to get around. Plus the movement of your, like the base movement of the character feels like you're already kind of fast, which is awesome. Like, no, you can't slide right off the bat, like crouch slide, but it's an upgrade or whatever. But like the first 3 hours, I would say, Jordan, I might have been like kind of off when I told you an hour and a half. So I would say the first 3 hours is just like a straight story driven, like linear narrative, like chunk of the game. And it's
Good.
it hooks you in, not only in characters, but like kind of what's going on in the story, obviously, like with characters and just the events of the story, but the mechanics, like the tutorial that it teaches you, instead of just like, oh, you're just like running up a roof and down some stuff and like we'll teach you the base mechanics in that short amount of time. Like the tutorial is actually like 3 different side missions, and they each have this little unique little twist to them that shows you like, oh man, like see, when you're in the dark, like this is a whole mechanic when you're in the dark. You might not catch on it then, but then once you keep going, like there's just so much more to get as you keep going. And like I'm sure I'm about probably anywhere to 12 to 16 hours in, and I'm still like finding things where I'm like, oh, what is this? Like, oh, I didn't know like I could use, like I'm gonna use that for next time. And so that's that loop where it's just like, it's simple information, but it's a lot of it, and the way you use that information to get around not only the city but to kill zombies, which looks great. Like chop an arm off, the blood is still flowing and it's still trickling and it's splashing on the floor, and it's awesome looking. I've had some bugs as well, crashes, T-post, like straight stand up when they die or whatever, but nothing to keep me back to where I'm like, man, you know, fuck this game. But to me, I'm just like, man, I can't get enough time to play it. It's so fucking scary. I got to play without my headphones on, Mo, because you'll hear the zombies yelling around you and like down in the streets and like stuff like that, and you get that feeling where they're breathing down your neck, and you're like, fucking run, you know, like I can't press the controller hard enough or whatever. And there's some great moments as well. Like me and Jordan, we were like playing co-op when it was working. We were like sneaking up on these zombies and they're sleeping, and like Jordan was like, we're gonna take them both out at the same time, and you can do that. You sneak up behind them.
Zombies?
They're like,
Think I Am Legend.
Yep.
You know, when he's
they're
like
like,
trying to find his dog. Like
All right.
So you can go in there, and there's like a stealth like mechanic as well.
Yep.
And we took them out at the same time. They dropped like a sack of potatoes in sync. It was great. You feel good about it because, and like I could literally only think like as me and Jordan are like, you know, ninja turtling over the like rooftops. I'm like, yo, with 4 people, this game is going to be mad, dude. It's going to be insane. It is going to be a blast. But yeah, Dying Light's got me hooked. I definitely like totally see why everybody's hooked. Mo, ASAP, baby. I know you want to get that Sifu in, baby, but we got to get on Dying Light this week. Gots to must. Put it in your schedule, okay? And then Sifu. So I only played the tutorial.
Okay.
But, bro, they got that Snake Eater intro. I don't know if you guys are tracking on what I'm saying, but he's doing, like, CQC, and it's all, like... I was like, this is some...
That's so
let's
good.
just say Kill Bill is, like...
Sure. Yeah.
The vibe I'm getting. Yeah. And I was like, yo, what up? The moment... All right, so 2 things right off the go. The moment you parry a fool, and he's like... Boom! And he's doing all the good direct like punches and hits, and he's doing the fast kung lao like on the way down. It's so fucking fire, bro. It's so fucking fire.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's a kitchen scene. I'm not gonna say what happens, but I'm just gonna say the button you press when you press R1 and you do that one thing, and you're like, bitch, this is what we're doing with this game. Like, and you're surrounded by enemies, right?
Yeah.
And you're just awareness is like pinpointed, man.
It's awesome.
And if you're not blocking, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I want to mention one thing, but it's like kind of like
Well,
it's
we're trying to keep Neo here till 10 o'clock. Otherwise, my man's gonna bounce in like
he's
5
just
minutes.
gonna slip out of here.
all right, well, let me mention
sneak
one
out
really
over
cool
there,
thing,
you know?
and then it's over. All right, let me mention one really cool thing. One of the dodge mechanics is the fucking leg lift. You know the L1 up
Yep.
to dodge down. You know, he's like hiking his knees up and he's backstepping. It's like some Jackie Chan shit.
The
Dude.
animation.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god,
Everything.
so good, dude. Like, I swear to God. Okay, so straight up, that little delay that they had this morning, like, I was okay with it. We'll just get in some controversy a little bit. I was like, okay, all right, PlayStation. You know, like, at first I was like, slow clap, y'all fucked up. Like, no. Like, y'all didn't do, like, I'm sure, Kevin, like, y'all's tech guy didn't do something that matched up with PlayStation or something, like, I don't know. Anyways, and I was like, cool. I'm sure they'll get it by 11 o'clock, which is like the PlayStation Store's kind of like rejuice or reset or whatever.
Oh,
I was like, they'll get it. And then 11 o'clock came, 12 o'clock came, and I was just like, yep, it's official. This is somebody's fuck up. Like, I'm not upset to where I'm going to like to completely be like over the top about it, but this is no doubt about it. Officially, somebody fucked this up, and this is fucked up. Sorry for cussing.
Yeah.
Sorry for the F word so much. But
F word.
yeah, I was like,
we've been doing this for a year and a half. F word.
What's the F word?
Sorry. I was just trying to stay classy. I was in martial arts zone. Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
okay,
respect. Anyways, but I was like, yeah, this is a mistake, and I don't like this. But then I started getting like on the social medias, which is a terrible idea. And then you see people how they react, and you're like, you know what? I'm acting pretty okay about this, considering. Yeah. But anyways, I wish it was on earlier. You know, I've only got to play like an hour of it, and like I really, really like kind of planned out all day today to play that game. Especially after what Ain said about it, man, like, I'm curious at how long it is, and I just kind of hope it keeps me there to where it's like, yo, this isn't like, it doesn't feel samey as you go, you know what I mean? And I don't really know that, but that opening though, Mo, you're gonna get you a little something.
I know, man. I know. I'm waiting, bro.
Woo-wee.
I'm waiting until the end of the show for sure. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, put your gi on, bro. Get ready to go.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Okay, so I finished Max Payne 3, 5th playthrough.
Yes.
I kept fucking singing about it last week. You know, again, it's one of my favorite games of all time. Like Neo, I'm talking like one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. It's so fucking well done, bro. It's just such a well done game, and I can't emphasize that enough, how good it is. And every time I play it, I always say the same shit. You know, like, I'm always telling myself, I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. Oh my god, this is so good.
You pick up on like little. You remember around the time it came out, people were hating on it because it wasn't being done by Remedy. And
yes,
it kind of had like that black sheep effect for like a good 5-6 years.
It's
so
bullshit.
Like, wow, it's actually really good, man.
Because well, that's what happened to Max Payne 3. I mean, look at that. I don't know how much of a similar take this is. Max Payne 3 got DMC Devil May Cry. At least that's my opinion. I think, you know, DMC Devil May Cry, people just didn't want to give it a chance just because it was fucking Dante with black hair, you know, and then they were just talking about weird as shit. If you remember, they're like the dialogue is so cheesy and immature. I'm like, his fucking guns are named Ebony and Ivory. Have you heard Dante
the dialogue in that game got really weird, though. I will say
it did. I know. Fuck
like,
you. Fuck you.
Weird.
Remember that shit?
Weird shit. Like you.
What was the name of that monster where you kept cussing? Where they kept cussing?
Oh god, yeah, that big.
The succubus. Yeah,
succubus. That's right. But I will say, I mean, just personally, like, yeah, like people just didn't want to give it a chance right away. And unfortunately, that was kind of like the end of Rockstar Vancouver. Yeah. And, you know, look at 3-Bit, my man right here. That's right, baby.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to
such
3-Bit.
a good game.
Oh, yeah. And next too, man. We got people of culture here, bro. People, culture people in here. Anyway, yeah. So like I was saying, and people just didn't want to give it a chance because it wasn't Remedy. But I'm just looking at it. I'm like, they kind of made a better game. They, you know, at least my opinion. I mean, I played them all multiple times. You know, Max Payne 3 I played the most, and that's because I liked it the most. I'd say Max Payne 2 obviously is awesome, but I'm not going to turn this into Max Payne show. But anyway, Max Payne 3, play it backwards compatible if you have it. Look at my son right here at 3-Bit just spitting fucking poetry, bro. Bully and Max Payne 4K 60. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, my man. Absolutely.
Developed by Grove Street Games.
Yeah, that's
yes, sir. What if you wanted Max Payne 3, but Grove Street Games developed it? Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh god. No.
That's one of those tough ones, man. You want to deal with that? I don't know.
No, definitely not. Not that. Fuck that. Yeah. So I did that, and then I played. Jordan, what else did I play? I mentioned another game.
You did.
Jesus Christ! You see, Neo? I can't even remember what the fuck I play. I have to ask.
Uncharted, bro.
Listen,
yes!
That's why
Yes.
People have their personal aids, man. Don't worry.
I know,
we're gonna get you help. We're gonna get you help. Don't worry. Does your insurance
I'm
cover
an
it?
advocate.
Yeah. It does,
First
man.
question we need to
Yeah.
ask.
Yeah. I got a staff. Yeah, I got nursing aides. They come every day. You know, give me a shower, wash my ass. I'm good, man.
Sponge bath.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm good. Yeah, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection. Like, I mean, I think we were talking about this last week. It looks great. You know, plays great. It looks, freaking feels amazing in 60 FPS. And you know, they touched it up and they, you know, made it look good. So whatever. And Max Payne. Look, I still got Max Payne. I still got Max Payne on my brain, bro. I still got it. Halo Infinite.
4 hours later.
Halo Infinite multiplayer. Played the Fracture event. Maxed that out until the next one. You know, until we get to 30. And yeah, man, that's it. Honestly, you know, I'm debating even getting into Dying Light because I'm kind of like where first everybody knows how I feel about huge open worlds, right? Like it's fucking bad, right? Like I mean, it really triggers my OCD, you know. And then second, yeah, like I mean, I don't know like if I want to get into that right now. I mean, there's Elden Ring coming out, which I'm probably not going to even fucking beat, to be honest with you. But I'm definitely going to co-op that with these guys, you know. And then you got Horizon, which is another huge open world game. I don't know, man. Mike, I love you, bro, but god damn, that world is too big in Dying Light, man. I don't know.
Listen up, my friend.
Yeah,
good time.
Now listen here, boy. Oh man, I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So, wait, what is it? What did he say right here? In Max Payne 3, can you walk on a thin line of blood and pitch black maze with women and children screaming loudly the whole time? If not, it's trash.
That's infamous.
Oh,
level.
hey Neo, this is for you, man. Look what Sliderhead said. Is open world games like Breath of the Wild?
The very first open world game.
Very first open world game, Breath of the Wild. The very first JRPG.
The very first. Listen,
was what?
All I'm saying look, before we get into the creator of Jazz, that is Persona 5, we got to talk about the creator of Grass, that is Breath of the Wild. Like,
yes, creator of Grass. That's right.
Before then, the lands were barren.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, man. It's
they also invented the tower mechanic thing. That was all them too.
Everything.
Ubisoft is just punching the air right now. Like.
Yeah, they're just like, God damn it.
That's awesome.
Oh shit, that's awesome. All right. Okay. So before we get into the news that, you know, everybody, that you've already heard, we have a segment coming up. We did this last time at the end, but today we're gonna do it in the middle. Mike, roll it. Drama alert, baby! It is drama alert day. It's
We need a
drama
siren.
alert night. Let's go.
The Metal Gear Solid exclamation sound.
If you guys, now for those who have not seen drama alert, at least during the first time, this is our take on the dramatic Twitter takes from the Rock Kickers on Twitter, the beautiful Rock Kickers, and we appreciate you all for indirectly contributing to our amazing segment here. So, we're each going to read off a tweet in a Shakespearean fashion, not the dialect. And yeah, let's roll it, Mike. Oh, Neo's also going to read one off as well.
Oh,
Just
boy, here we go.
FYI. Just FYI. Oh, look at fucking Wiley. He said the title card looks like me. Yeah, you know what, man?
Oh my god!
It kind of does.
Holy shit!
You should
Hey.
recreate that and use that as
Hey,
the
Wiley,
official drama.
Wiley,
Neo,
you know what, man?
right.
I
I'm
picked
telling
this
you. I'm
image
telling
too.
you, These are ideas. These
You
are
are right.
ideas. These are ideas,
right.
man.
Oh, that is me. Holy shit. Oh, okay, Mike, we got to change this one.
You got to, bro.
All right.
All
All right. The first one comes courtesy of Anime Heaven X23. By the way, if you guys follow these guys, I'm sorry that you do. It's fucking gold. Okay, so I surely don't trust anything from Jim Ryan / PlayStation this gen at all. They have to prove to me that BS crap about believing in generations was a misstep, lying to its fans. If they can grow and move past it and show me that, I'll give them another chance. Perhaps. Perhaps. Wow, thank you for giving Sony another chance, Anime Heaven. You are a saint, my friend.
Yeah. How do you do it? Boundless grace.
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's-
Anime
yeah,
Heaven.
yeah.
Amen. Well, okay, so, Neo, you kind of see what we're doing here, baby?
Yes, sir. I got it. I understand the assignment.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit. All right. Who's up? Who's up, boys?
Alrighty. From L. Bethium. This acquisition crap has to stop. Honestly, I've had enough. This is a massive reason, or one of, why I genuinely dislike Microsoft. They just bring out the worst in Sony.
The worst.
Microsoft starts paid multiplayer, Sony follows. Microsoft starts buying stuff, Sony, not on the same scale though, follows. Microsoft is just bad for gaming.
Oh, El
Fucking
Bethium. What the
Microsoft.
fucking take, baby? Yeah, Microsoft is just bad for gaming. El Bethium. Yes.
And PlayStation
yes.
just fucking following them. man.
Yes, yes.
Ugh.
You got a fan, Jordan. He called
Oh.
you voice of an angel.
Voice of an angel.
Thank you.
Wait till you hear Neo.
Yeah, if any of these sound good, Neo, feel free to grab one.
Oh, yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Kev, is this yours?
I don't know. I'll do it. Let's see. This is Kiddo Dracula.
Kiddo
Delfino.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right. All right, let's go.
That financial pressure could prove to be detrimental to first-party commitment to quality. They're already pushing VR now for franchises to show some games as a service counterparts. I'm really hoping they don't trip over themselves, but like I'm not too optimistic.
Definitely not. Kiddo Dracula. I
These are
appreciate
the fucking
pesting it, though, man.
armchair. Are you like that? Yeah. The armchair financial peeps out here. I love it.
Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, a twofer.
Hey, let me see the other one, Mike. Let me see the other one.
Let's see what we got here.
Okay, yeah. Okay, do the other. Okay, do the previous one. We'll give this one to Neo.
Okay. All right. Oh man, you guys are just so. You guys are on that level. I am not on that level. Okay, here we go.
Let's
I
go,
think-
baby.
You got this, baby.
Get into it, bro.
I think Sony are after From Software, so they can keep their library unique niche as opposed to Xbox, who are going for very stable earners like COD. They know they can't compete with sheer monetary might, so have to create an exclusive niche for certain games.
Oof. Sean Levitt. I appreciate you, Sean. Thanks for that. Oh yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that take.
My
baby.
magic 8-ball says not likely.
All right.
Oh boy, here we go.
This
All
one-
right.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Okay. I am not a fan of the direction Sony is taking. They are abandoning what made them successful in the first place. But I realize that the 90s to early 2000s kids that made them successful in the first place are no longer the focus, even though we are here.
We're right here.
We
are here.
We've been here.
Oh yeah.
We've
We
been
are
We're
here.
not going
Why
anywhere.
are you ignoring us, Sony? Why?
Why are you
love
doing
me,
this?
Daddy? Love me.
Stop it! Oh my god!
Stop beating me, Daddy.
Oh my god!
Why?
Mr. Bedbit, these people should be on the board of Microsoft. Yes, they should, man. This is how Microsoft recruits, bro. This is how they got to where they
They're
are.
Phil Spencer's DMs right now. It's like, hey,
Yes.
listen, man,
Oh yes.
right?
Yes.
So out of all 5, honestly, this one to me is like the more irking one, where I'm just like, I feel like, okay, the direction that Sony is taking, so they changed it up because they
No.
bought Bungie.
We'll get into that. These people are fucking stupid. That's the whole point of the segment.
That's it. Like no niceties. Mike is trying to get down to it, and he's just like, nah, we're not doing that.
Okay, Mike, do we have that? Do we have that bonus one?
No, but I can pull it up. I thought that was a joke, but I can pull it up.
If you can, that's okay. That's okay. Oh, we had a bonus one. It was the worst fucking take I've seen of the week. But okay.
Oh, it was a bad one. It was a bad
really
one.
bad. That's
It was
okay.
a bad
That's all right.
one.
All right.
Definitely.
Well, that was our drama alert for the week, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys like that one, because man, they're so fucking funny. Hey Neo, we had like, I think we had maybe 3 of those probably the day the news broke, like when Sony bought Bungie.
I believe.
Okay, I'm telling you, bro. I swear to God, we had at least 3 of them that day, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's only Monday or Tuesday or whenever it was. I'm like, we already have our fucking.
That's it. Like you're ahead of schedule, man. Easy.
Oh, shit. Bless you guys. Thank you for your indirect contribution. I appreciate it. All right, shall we, boys?
We shall.
Let's get into it, baby. Okay, so the first thing that obviously is the Bungie acquisition by Sony. Like I said before, you guys have heard it everywhere. You've seen all different takes. You've read it. It's not really to retread. It's more of the fact that we can't talk about it until Sunday night. So we're gonna fucking talk about it. So okay. So everybody knows they bought Bungie for surprise announcement. They bought them for $3.6 billion. It's actually $2.4 billion. 1.2 billion of that 3.6 was for talent retention, was for employee retention. So I actually read that. I forgot where I read that. So they paid Bungie $1.2 million to retain their core staff, right? Because they want to make sure, obviously, if you're buying the fucking studio for what they make, clearly you're invested into, there's talent there. And some people were looking at that and they were like, oh, they paid them just to keep them on. I'm like, I'm sure no other company has done that before, right? Yeah, no one pays bonuses. No one pays retention when they fucking acquire a company. It's just like, no, we're going to buy you and we're going to clean house. Like, man, I can't with these people. So this happened, and obviously, people's minds started going everywhere. They're like, oh, they're buying Bungie. Holy shit. If you don't know who Bungie is, I'm sure you do if you're watching the show. If you don't know who Bungie is, they basically fathers of Halo, creators of Halo, and so that's really what put them on the map. And, now they're the Destiny makers, live service, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people looked at this and they were just like, oh, this is a response to Microsoft. It's like, no, it wasn't. These talks started when the pandemic first hit, and then they didn't start getting serious until about 6 months. So this process has been going on for the last 6 months. You can believe it or not, but that's what we're told. So, you know, yeah, I do. You know, I mean, they started talking. So apparently, like Ryan and Parsons started talking like around when the pandemic hit, and then you know they were kind of like, you know, just testing the waters, and then this shit just started getting serious 6 months ago. Now the interesting thing, and this is where I want to get to you. This is where I'm going to start going around. So Sony, so Jim Ryan, Parsons. So the way I looked at this is because their wording itself. So even though Bungie is now owned by Sony, I don't see this as a Insomniac Sony, right? I see this as PlayStation Bungie, right? It's an entity of PlayStation. It's an entity of Sony. Obviously, they are their fucking overlords now, but they're allowed to operate separate. They're allowed to do things separate. They're allowed to basically business as usual, right? What kind of things we're going to have for Sony or on the PlayStation side in terms of whatever. Yeah, obviously there's going to be some type of exclusivity if there is. I'm sure there's going to be something, whether it's Destiny related. We don't know. You know, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and speculate all night, but they're going to definitely, it's not, when they did this, I looked at this more of a publishing move, and I say the same thing about the Activision Blizzard acquisition, right? You obviously want to spice up, you know, your Game Pass offerings and whatever, but at the same time, you know, that move, which we talked about from before, that was more of a, we want to be the biggest publisher in the world, right? And then this itself is more of a secure more financial security for the future, and to grow and to add more options to your current library. First, Bungie said, and Jim Ryan, and this is where I couldn't fucking understand people, right? Bro, clear as daylight. In interviews, public fucking announcements, whether it's on Twitter or whatever, there was no sugarcoating it. There was no like, oh, game by game basis. Straight up, all Destiny games, all future Bungie games will be coming. First, people are like, oh, they said multi-platform, but then Jim Ryan's interview with Games Industry Biz specifically said rival consoles. I'm like, he ain't fucking talking about the Nintendo Switch. I can promise you that. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, and people were just looking. They were fishing. I'm like, bro, no. Right? And then they're like, oh, well, Phil Spencer wasn't that. No, I'm like, yeah, but Phil Spencer only talked about Call of Duty. He didn't talk about anything else after the acquisition except Call of Duty. And he even said, you know, and then people were kind of like picking his words apart and whatever. And I'm a believer that Call of Duty is going to stay in every fucking format, or in the future. I think Call of Duty will remain multi-platform, even past like the contractual stuff that Sony has. But whatever, I digress. That's another conversation. But anyway, Neo, I want to know what did you think of this? Because I'm looking at this as a, you know, people started going into panic mode and they were like, oh my God, Sony's going to stop making first-party games, the games we love. And I'm like, no, you fucking idiots. This is just a way for Sony to expand and broaden their horizons, because they don't have a marquee first-person shooter. They don't have any games as a service. They don't have any marquee gas games, live service games under their umbrella. So I think this is a great move. It was completely unexpected. You know, I mean, but I mean, just at least for the brand and for what they're planning on achieving in the future, and to still publish on multi-platform, multi-platform itself, PC, Xbox, whatever. I think it's a good move, man. I really do. What did you think? Did it take you by surprise?
Yeah, it honestly took me by surprise, especially because it was on the last day of the month. So January couldn't let up with all the crazy video game announcements, which is good, because if anyone follows the industry, you know that January and half of February is usually a dry spell for everything. But past 2 years, I guess the fact that we've been in this pandemic, people are like, let's make things interesting. So the whole Sony buying Bungie thing, that I did not expect that one bit. I half expected to wake up and hear that PlayStation had acquired like Square Enix or something, just based off their working relationship and their history. 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII. I thought that out of all companies, it'd be, you know, something on home base. But at the same time, this Bungie acquisition, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people are making this out to be bigger than it actually is. It is not anywhere near exciting in terms of like what Bethesda and Activision Blizzard is going to do for Microsoft, especially if you're a Game Pass owner. Mm-hmm. That's where stuff really gets exciting, and the prospects of, Activision developers maybe having the opportunity to work on different franchises instead of Call of Duty. Like that stuff is great. But this Bungie Destiny situation, like you said before, very clear cut, like dry as fuck within the first couple of hours.
Right.
That it is what it is, right? Like I don't think we've ever seen that level of transparency, and I think that's partially because we just went through 2 things from Xbox where they can't legally speak about it until the deals close.
Right.
So Activision Blizzard, we have about anywhere from like 8 to 12 months for it to close, and then they'll be able to say, okay, this is multi-platform, this is exclusive. But I think that the reason why PlayStation is acquiring Bungie is not to bolster the first-party lineup, because like let's just be real, outside of Nintendo, PlayStation is king when it comes to creating those type of blockbuster first-party exclusives. And their last generation was their most successful one. However, as any successful business is, you try to look for different avenues, and whether people like it or not, games as a service, gas titles are the new it thing. Fortnite, Apex, whatever you want to play, that's where things are going. And Microsoft has been doing pretty good in that regard, like having things like Sea of Thieves, and they have a couple of duds here and there, but they're at least trying. And now they're getting back into the single player focus. PlayStation already has a single player focus, so now they're like, okay, let's go ahead and get this multiplayer stuff popping. Most of the studios that they've been signing recently, whether it's in a first party capacity or second party, they're all about like, okay, we are former Call of Duty developers, Bungie developers, this and that, which leads me to believe that they're working on something, whether it's a new IP, whether it's a revival of an old franchise, they're doing multiplayer stuff. It's going to happen. But with Bungie, and why I think this is so interesting is because I solely think they acquired Bungie not necessarily because we want to make Bungie exclusive, because they would have said we want to make it exclusive, but they're like, no. I think what they're doing is because they want that expertise, that $1.2 billion that they spent in talent retention. You rarely see that in industries, because what happens with these mergers and consolidations is that unfortunately a lot of people lose their jobs from an executive level to a grunt level. It happens. But for them to want to retain the talent with all these incentives, it leads me to believe that they're going to shuffle around that expertise throughout the ecosystem and be like, hey, Sucker Punch, you just launched Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Here's a couple of Bungie developers who want to do something different. Let them give you the expertise. Or Naughty Dog, you're working on Factions right now. Here's some Bungie developers who will be able to help you out. So I think that's the gamble they're going to do, because the single player stuff is going to happen. A lot of people thinking like, oh, they're wasting all this money on games as a service, stuff that, could flop. Well, yeah, it could flop. But at the same time, any game can flop. It doesn't matter. Like this whole difference that goes around where I'd rather it be a single player focused game versus a multiplayer. You can have room for both. It is wholly possible. And I would hope that with the PlayStation quality, the stuff that they put out reflects it versus something like Predator Hunting Grounds, which I know some people liked it, but I mean, let's like be real. Like Predator Hunting Grounds, what they did with Destruction All Stars, their partnership with Godfall, that's not the push that we need. But yeah, I'm excited for the Bungie developers. Hopefully this means that their working conditions will improve now that they're owned by Sony. I'm excited to see what they do in the future. I don't necessarily think that they're going to go ahead and make stuff exclusive, because I think on the Bungie blog they said that no future content will be exclusive anyway, because they got a lot of backlash for that during the Destiny 1 days, like year-long exclusivity on PlayStation, and then by the time Xbox gamers got it, it's like, oh, okay, we got sloppy seconds. But depending on what it is, those sloppy seconds could be pretty good. So yeah, exactly, man.
Pretty good.
But the last thing I will say though, and what I think this could be potentially interesting, is now that they have acquired Bungie, I would not be surprised if the next game that they put out, it'll still remain multi-platform, obviously, but if you're subscribed to this PlayStation Spartacus service, you get extra incentives in that game, whether it's like, I don't know, you get like a time trial to play this new game, or they might offer it for free if you're subscribed to the $100 tier. But that's just like conjecture stuff down the road. This is all stuff that's not going to be, we're not going to see the fruits of this, similar to the Activision Blizzard thing, for years to come. And what PlayStation wants to do, making everything like transmedia, how they'll have like imprints in video games and movies and TV shows. I would not be surprised if we, in the next couple of years, hear stuff like a Destiny TV show is in the works, or something on that regards. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say.
Nice,
Yeah.
Neo. I like that. I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah,
track with
man. No,
that. I feel you on that.
Well, that's well said, and I think this is going to be, they've been with these other studios as well, like we were talking about with the first-person shooter or the, like Firewalk Studios and I forgot the other one. I keep forgetting.
Deviation Games.
Yes,
that's the one.
Yeah.
thank you, my man.
I got it.
So-
Don't worry.
So they do want that. I mean, because they even mentioned they're like, oh, they're building a AAA first-person shooter. We don't know if it's going to be like free to play or not. I know one of them is making a free-to-play shooter, if I remember, or maybe I don't fucking know. Just don't believe me. I have dementia. But anyway, but they are trying to dip their toes into that live service, into the live service thing, and I think this is one of these steps. As well as the other ones. They did say that they're launching 10 live service games by 2026. I'm not sure why that has people, Sony fans, and like in a fucking like. I don't know why that's twisting their underwear. I mean, they're not going to stop making the games that they're going to make.
Seriously.
I don't fucking understand this ridiculous fucking notion. I think it's so dumb, but whatever, bro. Jordan, what about you, man? What did you think of this?
No, aside from the alarmist emotions that some people have on here, Neo kind of summed it up pretty damn well, honestly. I can't add too much to that for like, thank you, Neo. For me personally, as someone that's only recently acquired a PlayStation just last year, I've always, from being someone on the outside looking in, I've always kind of seen PlayStation as like, this is where you have these one-off games, like phenomenal single player experiences, but when you're done with them, it's something that you may revisit a few times in the past, but otherwise you're done with it. Now that I bought a PlayStation, I still mostly play everything on Xbox, and that's just because the experiences that are there, the ones that keep me engaged coming back, are on that platform. So again, I look at this as to Neo's point, as Bungie being kind of like the masters in terms of that, keeping drip feeding content to players, hence why it's so successful. They can use whatever they start learning in that regard to start to develop and curate more of those experiences, to give me a reason to come back to PlayStation every now and then. So I'll actually have to fight between both consoles, as opposed to just waiting for the next exclusive to bring me back to Sony's platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's about it, man.
Another thing too is Eric here brings up. Look, I'm looking at this. Overpaying, right? I'm like. Overpaying. I'm like, did Microsoft not overpay for Bethesda? Bethesda's market value was not $7 billion when they bought them. Activision's market value was not $70 billion.
Nope.
It was not. It was closer. I think it was closer, if I remember correctly.
Like half of it, I think, right?
Yeah, it was like half of it. It was like somewhere almost near 40.
There's reasons why all these companies, they always overpay in situations.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like oh, they overpaid. I'm like.
And how do we even know, like, when you work at the logistics of things, like, what do you value? Like, a lot of people say, well, it's value based off IP, or is it value based off talent? Like, in my personal opinion, Insomniac is still the best steal anyone has ever gotten at $229 million.
It's crazy.
But at the same time, like, how is anyone really going to gauge those sort of things? So a lot of people say, well, they should have done this, they should have done that. I'm like, listen, I always look at it like this, because everyone wants to say armchair analyst stuff. Fine, it's cool, 5 minutes, but at the same time, it's like, bro, we don't sit in the. Some people like to think they sit in the boardroom and they popping champagne bottles and caviar with Jim Ryan, but we don't sit in these boardrooms. All I really care about is we're gonna get quality games.
Yes.
It's like the whole Game Pass thing, like, oh, they overpay for Activision Blizzard. It's gonna be on Game Pass, $15 a month. I don't care. Like,
it's not my money. Yeah.
I'm gonna ride this. Like this ship until it stops, man. Like,
what's sad is that these people actually do believe that they are sitting there with Jim Ryan. I think a lot of them actually hallucinate this shit. But when they're not hallucinating this shit, they have to come to terms with the fact that nothing they do, literally nothing they do or say, will have any impact on the way this train is moving. Nothing. You cannot boycott your way out of this. You can't do anything. If anything, you're going to be a martyr, and that's that. Like, you're going to die on that hill with 3 of your besties, and you guys are just going to have to get into a different hobby, because you just got to go. You just got to go with the flow, man. It's so true. There's nothing else you can do here. Like, enjoy the good games. and just play where your games are, right? I mean, that's all I have to say on this. Like, I don't understand. It is fun for 5 minutes to think, like, what are they going to do? In terms of the Bungie acquisition, I think that's great for Sony. And Bungie makes a solid, probably the most solid looter shooter out there right now, and it's super popular and it has a huge fan base, and I think it's a great pickup. Like, how could you not be excited for Sony to have Destiny under their helm? Sony does great work, Bungie does great work. I'm sure they're gonna do great work together. I mean, that's just how my analysis is happening right now. Like, maybe we'll see more Forsaken type expansions and shit, because that was the bomb, and I like that. And maybe we'll get Bungie to work on different projects. Who knows? The shooting mechanics are solid. They could put that and make a whole new game out of that, just like Titanfall and Apex Legends type of thing. Who knows? We'll see.
But I was told that they paid this $3.6 billion so Bungie could give us Jack 4, and if that's the case, they paid exactly what needed to be paid. So let's get it.
Yes, they should have paid more.
Honestly, $4 billion.
Yeah, $4 billion.
$4 billion, $1 billion for every single Jack game. We gonna get remakes every year in between. Let's fucking get it.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, Mike. I'm sure this doesn't affect you in any fucking way at all, but if it does, I'm all ears.
Well, like Kevin said, it is fun to act like you're in a boardroom with the suits on and stuff. But so I know. Okay, so yes, I agree with like what Kevin. I'm vibing on Kevin right now, so I'm just gonna like piggyback off him. Destiny is one of the greatest feeling shooters. Destiny is one of the greatest feeling shooters. I think Halo. I mean, but then if Halo is the other comparison in a sense, besides like Call of Duty or whatever, your basics, let's like, what was the game that Bungie made back in the day? Oh yeah, Halo. Okay, so, right. All right, so this whole, I don't like the direction Sony's taking. It's like, dude, this is a big corporate entity here. It's not that they're okay, so if they're going in one direction, they're making games, right? It's not that they're going in different directions. They're just adding on to whatever vehicle they're taking. They're not going another. So people are really thinking that they're not going to get any more God of Wars, or they're not going to get any more of these like Uncharted type of games from the studios that Sony already owns. No, they're just adding to their repertoire. They're adding to their
They were dropped as children, Mike. That's
what happened. Guess, man. They're just like, if I'm doing something and I end up obtaining some other tool that will better my situation or whatever, like I'm going to use that tool along with what already works. You know what I mean? Like these people up there, they're not fools, obviously. They are driving the train. They had to do something in their life to get there, I'm sure. You know what I mean? So they're just not thinking like, oh, we're gonna get Bungie. We're gonna totally change the way Sony PlayStation makes video games and what we push out and all this stuff. Like that's just not happening.
Bro, you should have seen some of the weird
the last
shit
few
I
days.
saw.
Dude, the last few days have been some of the cringiest stuff I've read. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I watch cringe stuff just to like feel good about myself. Like, oh yeah, that was cringe. I know what that feels like. Yeah. And I could take it. Or I could even like empathize a little bit, be like, oh, I kind of see what you're going for, but that's just but this week I was just like, this is complete and utter bullshit that I'm hearing,
Cringe, bro.
But it doesn't really surprise me though, because of the reaction that we had from Xbox and Activision, you know what I mean? So I think gamers, especially like let's just like 30 and above, we are set in a certain way, This is additive, not replacing stuff. Exactly. It makes the studios make the PlayStation games you love still making them. Exactly. Game positive, you get it, and you're like hardcore Xbox.
Bro,
man.
You know what it is?
It's simple.
No, the problem with these guys is the way that the way that they think is they think this is still like PS1, PS2, PS3 days.
They're set in their ways, man. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you. And some of these guys aren't that old. Like they're not old. I'm like, where the fuck are you getting this boomer mentality from? Save that for me. I'm the one that's almost 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, where is this coming from? I don't understand. They're like, oh, they're gonna stop making this. They're gonna stop doing this. I'm like, oh yeah, Sony's just gonna rest on their. They're just gonna fucking stop. You know, I mean, I get it. You know, I mean, but for them to for you to think that they're just going to completely shift away from that model, you know, what their bread and butter, what made them where they are today, just because they're adding fucking an alternative options that are going to be financially beneficial for them. Oh, of course, man. I mean, you know, when you compare it, again, this is not just look, they have reached a point. Okay, we are. What was his name? What was his name? The one that had that position before Herman Hulst. Please, somebody remind
Sean
me.
Layden.
Sean Layden.
Thank you. Yes, Sean Layden himself got to a point where he said AAA games are not going to be sustainable at the current business model. Right? Okay. Now we know Sony's games sell a lot. You know, high quality, high production, blah blah blah, or whatever. But it makes me think of what it is that he said, because you do need other avenues, right? You're going to need other avenues, right? And why the fuck not live service games, right? In order to funnel more money into everything that you're doing, right? It satisfies the live service people. It satisfies fucking the board or whatever. Like, I mean, it's just, it makes so much sense. Adapt or die, right?
And, you know,
if you don't want them to, and you just want them to fucking make AAA games only, they're gonna fucking die. You can't. You have to sustain. You have to keep fucking pumping stuff. You have to keep bringing stuff. And on top of that, Sony doesn't have any marquee first-person shooters like we were saying. Where's Resistance?
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
that's what I was gonna say. Resistance.
Rest in peace, Killzone. Whatever the fuck, you know.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
we good, fam. We good.
Yeah.
Listen, out of the two Resistance, I'll take Resistance.
Oh, Resistance is awesome, bro.
It is so good.
Resistance
that
was
second
incredible.
Game, oh my god, that multiplayer.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I think I think, Mo, even what you're hitting on too, it's easy to sit there and be like, well, Xbox has their shooter, you know, and like, well, I don't see it being a wrong avenue for PlayStation to have their own in that sense. And yes, it's siphon all that money in, have a live service game kind of always going for years to come and years to come.
Look, bro, there's people that are looking at this and they're like, yeah, okay, cool. All right, cool. You want to add live service? Yeah, that's fine, right? And then really Vault Boy, Luke, in the chat, he's the one that he made a good point, because you got those fucking boomers who think like the only, you know, they're so tied to the brand itself, right? I mean, bro, we all fucking love PlayStation games on this panel, right? Like, I mean, what the fuck, you know? But at the same time, it's like these people are so tied, you know, to the brand, that they think like the only thing that makes it unique, you know, is going to all of a sudden go away. You know, it's like, I don't know,
they
man.
Bought a studio that has been self-contained for a couple years, doing their own thing all by themselves.
Yes.
Like, this is not like they don't even need additional resources. They could just buy them and let them be, and they're a money-making machine. Like, I don't get it. Like, just fucking, it's done. It's done. Next topic. It's done.
Especially when you factor in how this is also filling in a lot of what Jim Ryan was talking about, because people really got to read between the lines with what a lot of these executives are saying. When Jim Ryan comes out here and he says that we're trying to reach more PlayStation gamers this generation than we ever did before, he's not talking about taking 4 years for God of War to sell 20 million units. He's talking about reaching more people as soon as possible. And part of that is games as a service. And another part of that is what they're, you know, dipping their toe in with the water, the PC initiative. So you're not going to see games day and date for a while, but at some point we were going to start to see the gap shrink, because that's how you reach more people. You know, you'll still sell all the units on the consoles, you'll satisfy the fandom, but gaining a new audience of people, especially long term, like Halo coming to PC day and date, that was huge, not only for hardcore fans, but bringing in new people too. And that's where gaming's going. I mean, the unfortunate reality is that outside of just a couple of exceptions, everything is going to be on everything. And that's not a bad thing if the games are really good. You know, just some people are quicker to it, like Microsoft. They just dove straight into it past few years, and it seems to be working okay for them. PlayStation, they're more of the boutique developer, so they'll take their time. And part of that is also because they weren't prepared for that, you know?
Of course,
That's why they bought Nixxes. Why would they buy Nixxes, a
PC.
studio that specializes in PC for
Yeah.
this reason, so they don't have to offload everything onto their devs. So it's just
exactly.
it's just a long-term thing. So just people enjoy your games, play it on the platform you like,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's not a big deal. We don't get paid
Yeah,
the
I
big
know,
bucks
man.
to make these decisions.
No, we
Figure
definitely
this thing.
definitely not, bro. Definitely not.
Oh, and another thing, last thing I will say.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you guys have seen this for the longest time. Whenever someone like us would probably say, "Oh, it'd be great if they brought back Resistance for the multiplayer." Oh, we don't need PlayStation multiplayers. That's why we have Call of Duty, and that's why we have Fortnite. We have third parties. And now that Microsoft just went ahead and acquired Call of Duty, I'm not obviously this is not a reaction to the purchase.
Yeah.
But in the event that, let's just say at some point these games do end up off of PlayStation, or they have to pay royalties to Xbox just to get those games, I think it would make some sense to have your own ingrown IPs versus third party, you know? So there's reasons.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. No doubt, man. You know, and that's why. And the other thing too is Dano here was saying something. This is, you know, because he said he's like, you know, so he basically said like 10 games, 10 live service games in the next what is it, 4 years? You know, they said by 2026 is a little bit head scratching. I think people are expecting, you know, there's some games that historically have been single player and all of a sudden have become live service, right? For instance, Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed is now a fucking full-blown live service game. They've been supporting, look at them, they've been supporting Valhalla for, this is year 2 now? Or
It's
year
about
3?
it's about to be year 2, yeah.
Year 2, yeah, of course, year 2. So I think it's not just a matter of like, you know, Fortnite events, Warzone events, Apex Legends events. I think the way that they're going to be integrated into these games and to just prolong them, you know, after. Again, like I obviously don't know. I don't know the details, but still, like I mean, I don't think it's going to be a matter. It's not going to be just black and white, you know, like live service, first party games. That's it, you know, or third person cinematic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's just going to be like just black and white like that, personally. So I don't know, man. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. You know, I mean, it's going to be awesome.
I do want to shout out someone who brought this up when you were flashing the comments on screen. Stuff like this, I mean, you can get into the discussions about monopolies and all this other stuff, stifling creativity, whatever. But one thing that's really cool is that we finally have major players actually competing again. Which we could not say last generation. It was just PlayStation dominance until the Switch dropped, but you know, different markets. Now you have Xbox actually making the moves to fill in all those gaps, and then you have PlayStation being like, okay, we got to do some stuff too. And that when that stuff happens, like during the PS3 360 generation, that benefits the gamers. That makes you excited to own both consoles, knowing you can get great experiences across the board instead of just being like one console.
Drives innovation too. Yep. For sure.
So,
Absolutely, baby.
Yep.
You win either way.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. It's a beautiful thing, honestly. I like it. I like it. Let's fucking go, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Gaming
How can you
is
be mad at
exciting.
this,
It's
man?
exciting
How are you mad at this? How are you mad at any of this? This is awesome. Fuck, they're like, yes. Like people, did you not get sick of the last generation? Like, I mean, yeah, granted, we you know, we had a lot of good shit to play and whatever, but still, there was a gap. There was a fucking gap. It was missing, you know, and we didn't have that since the PS3 and 360 days, and now all of a sudden, like, let's fucking go, man. Let's go. I love it. What was I gonna say? What is over here? What is considered live service games other than Fortnite, Destiny, and Apex? Division, Overwatch fall into that? Yeah, of course, Division 2 definitely does. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do, man. I have no idea, but that's gonna be a lot. That's for damn sure. All right. The next one is this is okay. So, Ghostwire Tokyo. No one knew anything about Ghostwire Tokyo, right? I call it the Deathloop effect, right? Because Ghostwire Tokyo, obviously, I'm not comparing the games. I'm saying up until the game's released, if you guys remember, no one knew what Deathloop was. even with developers, there was like developer commentary and whatever, and I still remember, I'll never forget it, with all the conversations I had, what exactly are we supposed to do, right? Like, I mean, well, I get what it's showing me, but I don't get what I'm supposed to be doing. And why Deathloop was so renowned when it released is because it was so much deeper when you started playing it than what was shown, right? And that's why people had no idea up until they got their hands on it. And I just don't think that the messaging was relayed properly, right? Like, I mean, there's so much depth, and I don't know how. Like, personally, at least that's how I feel. I didn't finish Deathloop. I know Jordan here loved it. I know. Yeah. I don't even know if Kevin, you finished it or not.
I never finished it.
But the point is up until like the game released, I mean, people still like didn't really know what to expect. And Ghostwire Tokyo is kind of the same thing. We just knew it was going to be weird. It was going to be trippy. It was going to be in Japan, but that was it. And then they release their gameplay. Mike, I don't know if you can roll it in the background or if you want to, but yeah. So then they released like this, their gameplay trailer, and it's an in-depth dive into what it's going to be, supernatural, whatever it is, bro. I think it's fucking awesome, bro. I think it's insane what we're seeing. Like, I don't even know what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing fucking golden threads being like tied together and shot out. I have no idea. But the point is this 3.5, 4 minutes of gameplay that they showed, in this, or I'm sorry, it was like 10 minutes or whatever. It was enough to just be like, holy shit, man, this is awesome. Traversal's awesome. The combat looks fantastic. The story looks fucking crazy. Like, I mean, this is the type of creativity I love. This is the type of shit. This is the type of shit that I fucking love. The stuff that tries to do things differently. You know what I mean? And it's not afraid to take a chance. Right? Now, granted, this deal was done. Obviously, we know this is coming. This was an exclusive to Sony for 1 year. And obviously, they pitched this to Sony a long time ago, and Sony was like, okay, fine. Right? Like, I mean, this is I love this shit. Like, how do you not celebrate this, man? Look at this fucking show. Why are they holding umbrellas? Why?
I don't know, man.
What is this? Look at this shit.
And this was supposed to be like Evil Within 3. And then it became this. And I know a couple cool things is that it's Japan, and it's like a 1-for-1, like
recreate
wherever this takes place. Yeah. Wherever this takes place in Tokyo, then it's a 1-for-1 Tokyo. Well, yeah, I know. Well,
Mike.
Hey,
I love you, bro.
Tokyo Drift. Left me with bad vibes.
Tokyo Drift.
But yeah, no, it's all very much Japan oriented. So I find that pretty cool. And I can't believe that this was what was going to be Evil Within 3. I'm glad they took it first person and did
I mean,
this,
whatever Evil
it looked badass.
Yeah, whatever Evil Within 3 was going to be, obviously we don't know. You know what I mean? But this is just completely.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean? And he's got a demon like inside of him that he separates from occasionally, and it gives him powers and shit. And yeah, no, I'm gonna be all over this. And it is coming out on PC, I believe, at the same time, right? It's just a console exclusive.
Yeah, it's a console exclusive for at least 1 year. Yep. It's probably gonna be a year. You know what I mean? But yeah, Neo, I know this is your jam, bro.
Oh man! All right. So to answer your question from before, man, I think part of that has to do with how this game. I remember the first time they announced this, like 2019, maybe 2018. And none of us had a real good idea of what it is. They brought the amazing Ikumi Nakamura on stage, and she was just like, we're working on this game. It's spooky. And I feel like most of the positive press about the game at the time was because of her and, how awesome she is. But yeah, my whole thing is like, unless we actually see something concrete and tangible, I can't get excited about a game. Which is why I'm not really excited for Starfield until I actually see what it is, even though I know the pedigree of the studio.
Preach, bro. Bro. Yes.
People, yeah, man. Listen, sometimes I just, man, it's like it could be good, but at the same time, let's see what it's hitting for. But this right here, I saw that gameplay trailer, and man, I gotta say, honestly, just looking at this, like, wow, the inspiration from Persona 5 with the Japanese setting You know,
You
like it's
heard it
incredible.
first. So
Exactly. You're waiting like, wow, this setting
Breath
reminds
of
me
the
a lot of
Wild
Persona 5. Right up.
Yep.
Maybe a bit of Doom Eternal with the difficulty
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, that the whole take on this setting, how it is Japan recreated, but at the same time it has this mysticism around it. I'm a much bigger fan of them taking modern settings as we know and then putting a layer on it as opposed to post-apocalyptic.
Yes,
it's just been
bro.
done to death. And something like this is so trippy where it's like I'm walking down the street, I see everything, and then if I turn to my left, the world is still there, but it's like a different aspect of it. So that stuff is really cool. The gameplay, I want to see how in depth they go with the power system, because it looked really intricate. How it's going to control, I don't know, but it's looking like a really cool vibe between like Doctor Strange when he's doing that whole like that's the first thing I thought of from Spider-Man No Way Home, because I've seen it 3 times. When Doctor Strange is fighting Peter in the mirror dimension, he does the thing and then he does the whip and he throws it, and I see that here. And then at the same time with the hand signs like Naruto, and then straight up, BioShock fans, splicers, and the powers that they have.
Yes.
It's looking like an interesting hodgepodge. I can't wait to see what the actual gameplay loop is, because they didn't give us a full-on demo. It was just short pieces. But Tango, they're a solid studio. I really enjoy the Evil Within games. And if this is just like something that, if it started off as Evil Within 3 and then it ended up evolving into this and it's for the best, then I'm excited, because that'll actually give them something new to work on and something to grow. And yeah, man, it's looking pretty solid. I'm not sure if it's going to be a day one, but I definitely want to play it at some point.
Jordan?
Yeah, like what the fuck did he just do there?
Yeah, like I have no idea.
Like was that like a crane or some shit? Like what the
origami
I
powers?
just see slender men with fucking umbrellas.
Umbrellas,
Bro.
Listen, all I'm saying is I don't want my girl to see this and see what this guy can do with his hands. I got to up my game, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to up your game, baby.
That's awesome. Jordan, where you at? I know you were feeling this, bro.
I'm pumped, man. I think you and I think the 4 of us here were kind of like the only ones in our circle that were immediately kind of like interested in this when they showed that first reveal. I'm sorry, the second reveal. And after the whole spooky, that chick was awesome. I forgot about that, Neo. I totally forgot about that.
How could you forget Ikumi? How could you forget
She was
her?
infectious,
Man.
But this looks so cool, man. And this is why we have to praise creative game design like this. I always have the apprehension as far as like, when they do something that's so different like this, like how will it be received commercially? Because these things tend to always underperform in that vein, which stifles further creativity, because then, some people may not want to pursue that. I am so on board with this, and like I said, the whole Doctor Strange spell casting thing, that's immediately what I'm like drawn to. How does that play, like minute to minute gameplay? It remains to be seen. That whole 9-minute thing that they showed up, which I finally watched today, was pretty cool. I forgot about the combat bow here.
Fucking bow and arrow, bro.
I know, right?
It's so Breath of the Wild.
It really is.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, bro.
And he's gliding through the air, like just going off the Great Plateau. Breath of the
There it
Wild
is.
eternal.
We got wing gliders, baby.
We got wing gliders, baby.
Yes, sir.
Man. I like Tango. I like Evil Within. Evil Within 2, underperformed big time, unfortunately. But yeah, I want games like this to succeed, because this is when we think we've seen everything in first person games and first person shooters, and then something like this comes out, and you're like, okay, there's more than just shooting a gun, shooting a bow. Let's freaking go, man. Just a month and a half to go, and we're playing this.
That was the other thing too, bro.
That's crazy.
Fucking March 25th. I'm like,
no, it'll be here in no time.
Man, that's right around the corner.
Oh my god.
Practically.
What?
That's cool.
Oh my god, that was nuts. Oh, that was a nice surprise shadow drop. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
Is there gonna be English voiceover in this? You think it'll be
Or just
straight up
subtitles?
Japanese?
I'm sure it will.
Damn. If it is sure Japanese, I'd be
care.
It'd be cool
surprised,
if
and
that-
that'll. Yeah,
I'll
it'd be
play,
cool.
I'll play it in Japanese with English, with
I feel like that says
English,
something.
whatever. Yeah, man. Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah, I love.
Because we're
stuff
fucking
like that.
cultured.
Yeah,
Subs or
cultured.
dubs? Subs or dubs?
Cultured, baby. Mike. Actually, wait, Kevin. Oh yeah, you did talk about it. I'm sorry. Yeah, Kevin or
Yeah, no, I'm
Mike.
good.
What do you feeling this,
Yeah.
bro?
Yes, I very much am. So I want to say when I was watching this footage today, they showed the Torii gates. If you guys saw it, probably like just a minute or two ago.
Close the gate.
Yeah, you like clear them out or whatever. So I got the vibe that it was like open world-esque. And then like if you saw him shoot his little magic Spider-Man web, it was a I think it's called a Tengu, whatever the power was. Basically, he ropes up to a flying demon and he just kind of pulls himself up.
Yes.
But the demon's not an enemy. It's like a part of his like toolkit. You know, it's just the animation is like a string hooked on a demon. So I think. So if your traversal is that easy and you got to go around kind of finding certain Torii gates or things to clear out, like and with Tokyo being, like Kevin said, like bit for bit, street for street and stuff, like I could see it being an open world kind of like I mean, I'm playing Dying Light right now, but so I am going to refer to that in a sense where you're just kind of traveling through. The more powered up you get, the better you can traverse, and maybe you see enemies in midair, you're like throwing a Hadouken at them, like from like 20 stories up or whatever. I don't know. That could be cool, you know, using your bow for different kinds of things. The stealth in there. So, you know, it might be like Dying Light where it is you got this open area to like traverse and use your powers to traverse and just mid like open world combat or whatever, and then you go into these certain areas, maybe even buildings or whatever the case is. You know, I don't know how deep it's going to go into like financial corporate buildings all the way down to like back alley streets of Tokyo or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's my vibe, at least. Like I'm feeling like it's that open world kind of freestyle in a sense, you know, and then it's just kind of story driven, maybe some side missions or whatever. But the ideas that they got going behind it, the aesthetic and the shapes, like it's just all different from like anything than what I've seen before. Maybe like the base mold is the same, first person, yada yada, whatever. But everything else is different. Enemy design, love it. The ghost, love it. Yeah. Japanese,
Fucking like
love it.
They look like the napkin ghosts I used to make.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's the script. You put them on the
Yeah,
thing and you
mark them up with the
Straight
Sharpie. Yeah.
You scrunch up a napkin and then you put another napkin over it, and then you put a rubber band around the head. Yes.
It's cool. You should watch the behind the scenes thing.
That's a lot of weed and acid that went into
That's what
the
I
game,
was
bro.
going
I'm
to say.
telling
Like
you.
they
Yeah,
were
it is.
dropping.
100%, man.
For sure.
You can only get that creative with that shit. No one is that creative in their day to day. No one. They all at least smoke weed. Definitely do, bro. Oh my god, that's awesome though, man. I'm glad. Soon. Fuck.
Yeah.
Soon. God damn. Okay. I don't even know how the hell we're gonna have time to do everything, but we'll see.
Oh man.
All right. I don't know how much we can really talk about this. You know, I mean.
Oh, I know what we can do.
Yeah.
Rockstar confirmed GTA 6 in development. Moving on.
Yes. There you go.
Oh,
That's
congratulations, everybody.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
The worst kept secret.
None.
Worst kept secret ever,
They
bro.
just started it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
Someone in the
Like,
chat said we'll see
you
in
know-
2030.
You know what's
Yep.
fucking crazy?
Straight up.
You know what's crazy though? I swear to God, for all the shit people talk about Rockstar, including myself, because I do want them to at least, you know, update some of their older games and obviously the GTA trilogy, and you know, we've been singing about Max Payne 3, but for all the shit that people talk about, look how fucking relevant they are. That just by announcing that they're making a game, which we're probably not going to see for another maybe 3 or 4 years, right? Just by announcing it, what did they get, like 500,000 fucking likes?
Holy
Shit,
crap.
just
Yeah, over that.
saying that we were making GTA 6.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they're releasing another version of GTA 5 for the current console. So
Honestly, like people, you know, because Rockstar, they've definitely gotten a bad rap over the past couple of years, just based off the whole Grand Theft Auto Online, everything happening with that. How really they only put out 2 games in a generation, and one of the games they keep re-releasing without substantial content that you know, like the people who they originally made these games for would want like full-on expansions that aren't tied to GTA Online.
Sure.
But you know what? It just goes to show you that sometimes this little echo chamber of ours that we all like to think, like everyone thinks that Twitter represents the entire world population.
Exactly. Exactly, Neo.
You know, it's just like, look, they announced GTA 6 and it's all trending everywhere. It's just a tweet they put out. It's a tweet.
Right. Yeah.
It's a tweet, and that's all it will take. Like, people will get mad at Rockstar for this, and rightfully so for some things. Like, they should not have botched that GTA trilogy remaster. That should have been easy money for everyone. But if they dangle something shiny in front of you, it's like, oh, all is forgiven. Let's get hyped. GTA 6, y'all.
Right.
Oh,
it's fucking nuts, man.
Oh man, we got Ains. We got the homie Ains in the chat. What's up, Ains?
Oh
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, that was
the slum with us sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, Ains gets raunchy on this show. That's surprising.
Oh, yeah.
Usually he has to hold back Dan and Travis from going at it on that show.
Yeah, he does,
That's
man.
true.
He does. Yeah, he's definitely the peacekeeper.
Yeah.
He is the peacekeeper.
I want to see Ains unhinged. I don't know, Ains, were you here when we were talking about all the foreplay and everything? Curious. That was an interesting conversation.
You gotta get Ains a couple drinks in. And,
straight up.
Oh,
Saturday night, Halo. I'm telling you, Neil.
I'm hyped for that.
Yeah.
That's
Then
one of
you'll
the
see
things-
Ains in all
One
his
of the
glory.
things I'm excited whenever the world returns fully back to normal is like everyone in the community has got to meet up at something, whether it's PAX or whatever E3 comes out, and we all like have a great time, play games. Then we hit the bars like straight up.
You know what, man?
Oh my god.
You know what's
I'd do
fucking
it.
sad? I swear to God, you know what's sad is we were actually talking about that a few months ago, before this whole fucking Omicron bullshit and whatever.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about that. I was like, guys, that fucking serious.
know.
You know, E3's coming back this year. I don't even care about whether we go into the show or on the show floor. Yeah, sure. Maybe you'll catch like, you know, whatever. You'll catch some developers, take a picture. Hi. You know what I mean? So, you know, maybe you'll do shit.
And then
like
the
that,
developer got to worry, like, is this one of the weirdos on Twitter? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know.
straight up, man.
So, and we were talking about that, man, and we were getting so excited to just really at the thought of it, and then we got screwed. So yeah, definitely, man, for sure. I think I can't wait, honestly.
Absolutely, man.
Oh
Look
yeah.
forward to it.
Oh yeah. All right, so I think that's it, boys. I think that's all we got for this week.
All right.
Jordan, you got any housekeeping stuff you want to do, my son?
Dude, everybody, Neo, thanks for coming on, man. It's been a long time coming. I know Mo's been poking that bear there for a couple weeks now.
That's the fact he's been poking. And whether it's 4 a.m. or 4 p.m., I'm like, I can't escape Mo.
Right.
Yeah, he can't escape me, man.
But thanks for coming on, man. Everyone in the chat, thanks you guys for hanging out, and thanks for listening on audio as well too. If you guys are enjoying the show, I would appreciate if you leave us a like. Reach out to us on Twitter. Kevin's always on the spaces, and then Neo obviously is hosting 6,000 people in his spaces as well too.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, let us know what you think of the show. I'd like to see more. Give us a subscribe too.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, Neil, appreciate you coming, baby. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks for
coming on.
Like,
I hope you had a good time, man.
I'll say this much. I've been on a lot of shows ranging from really small to like really big and corporate, but none of them quite scratch the itch like this podcast was, where we just like straight up the floodgates open. We're talking about foreplay. I'm like, oh, finally, I've never talked about this on the podcast. Like,
Yes.
Kevin.
let's go. Have
Yes.
fun.
Let that dog eat. That's what I always say.
Let that dog eat, baby. Let the dog eat.
And speaking of eating, it is always good to reciprocate, gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
Amen.
Yes, it
Amen.
is.
Have to.
Always. Hell yeah. Yeah, you grab that towel.
Yeah,
You
well,
just go
all right,
for
okay,
it.
now we gotta wrap up the show.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right, are we
yeah,
done?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, are we still on? Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks, Eddie. Thanks again, man. Honestly, hope we can have you back soon.
Absolutely.
With your fucking busy schedule, flying across the fucking world in your private jets and shit.
Oh, dude, like
Say,
I,
bro.
bro,
Hey,
all
man.
right. So first, let me
Appreciate
explain to y'all the week that I just had. First things first, I was popping bottles with Jim Ryan, Herman Holz. We were over there getting Sony PS5 steak straight up. Then we had to send the steak back because it wasn't cooked to the proper temperature.
Right.
Because
Terrible.
you know how that is, man. We don't tolerate that unfinished stuff.
No,
Like they took Cyberpunk off the PlayStation Store. Jim Ryan likes his steak cooked a certain way.
Right.
And he will not tolerate anything.
That's
He
true.
does, bro.
And then you know had to hit up Phil Spencer for a bit for that Sunday morning brunch. You know how that goes. And
Yeah, bro.
back in,
Oh,
yeah.
hey, by the way, did you run into Ains at Phil Spencer's house on Thanksgiving? Did you go too?
I didn't. I was not invited with that. You know, I was keeping it home base over here. But I know Ains is buddy with everybody, man.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you know what it was? It was crazy because, you know, for that Deathloop review, they heard that this dude had been playing that game for like 12 hours straight, got no sleep that night. And they were like, hey, yo, man, we're going to fly you out to the studios. And
bro.
like
that's really how it started.
That's how
Hey,
it
oh, man.
started.
We got you. We got
that
you.
That was the beginning of the beginning. For
It
him.
was.
Yeah.
It was the genesis.
The Genesis. Absolutely, man. Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, man. Thanks for coming, guys. Everyone in the chat, thank you guys for coming and being with us. It's been awesome. It's been great. I love you guys. Seriously, thank you. It's you know.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out everyone in the chat, and also leave these guys a like. Share out their content. Follow them on Twitter because we have a lot of fun hosting this show. But at the same time, you know, we got to support one another because we are all we got. Doesn't matter if we have 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers. It does not matter because we support one another. Because we all go eat. We all go eat. There's a room at the table for everybody.
Yes, there
you
is,
know,
bro.
Exactly.
some of them, like Mo, we might have to, you know, keep them at a separate table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I'm good with that.
At the kiddie table.
And then Kevin, we keep him far away from the kids because he's
Definitely.
It was one time.
one time, and now I have to explain.
One
I have
time.
to explain to a 4-year-old what a clitoris is. I did not expect this for 10 years
One
later.
time. It was not. They weren't even part of the conversation. Okay.
Kev. Just so sad on this.
Good, no, that's well said, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, honestly. And guys, yeah, again, thank you for coming and ending your weekend with us. We hope you guys have a great week coming up, and we'll see you guys next week. Trivia returns next week. Have a good one.
Ooh.